from this to this. Good morning, it's East Sussex Biker, and this is the new addition to the stable, the Benelli TRK X. It's a bit dark in here to be doing this really, but I have some crash bars which I'm going to try and fit, because I want to fit them before I go out on it, just in case. So here we go. The box, the packing, the foam packing with the instructions and the bolts, brackets, instructions,
blah 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 blah. Let's do it.
So some of this is going to be difficult to film, like things like that. Anyway, this bracket is the one that goes under the headlights or under the beak. So that will go that way up, possibly that way in, but I'll check it first. So that's got to go in first. Focus. Focus. Here we go. Bolts, nuts, washers. Fun and games for all the family. Right, so we've got to find the right bolt for that one first, which I believe is that lot there, oddly enough. Oh, that's managed to stay in there, I don't know. Anyway, they are Allen keys, which is good. We can do Allen keys. Done. So here's the rest of the bolts that we've got to use. However, there could be an issue already. I wonder if it was packed by IKEA. We'll check a bit more and see if we've lost something. Right, so now for this main frame piece. Bolt, CF50, bolt, and goes to there, if you can see it, and then up to that one there. So let's see if we can fit it. Right, okay, so this is just in loosely. That's it. That one's in up there. I guess we've got to fit the one on the other side now. I've still left all this on, as you would. So here we go, next. Right, so this side is on. Right side is on. Left side is on. Just need to tighten them up. And that's it. That's those done. There are two T-pieces that go on each side as support bars, so they need to be done as well. A fine machine. Everything is tight now. So we need to fit these pieces here, and they are those pieces that go on the sides to support it from the frame, left and right. So I'll unpack these, put them in place with the bolts, and then I'll show you what they look like. There you go, so you get the idea now. And then they go onto the side of the bars there. So we'll just pop those on. It's a bit fiddly, so I'm going to have to do it. And yes, we did find the other bolt. It decided to try and escape. So yeah, we'll put that on and I'll show you what it looks like. You can see the support bracket's now in place, all tightened up, and it has a rubber sleeve on it to protect it. That's all my ACF rubbish, so I'll wipe that off later. So now we've got to do the other side. that's the right hand side, just loosely fitted. I've got a nut put in there, and do these up. And it pays to put these in before you fit it, and then do them really loosely, and then slide this round onto here, careful not to scratch it, and then you've only got to put these two in. Can we see that? That makes sense. So put these two in first, connect the two bits together, and then open it up, slide it on, put these two in, tighten it up with this bolt in, and that should do the trick. Top tip, use these because they have a rounded type. Can't focus it. Anyway, these are a lot easier because you can use them at all different angles, and this also for this. What is wrong with this? For this as well. And another tip is leave this lot on. Hang on. Leave all this on until you're absolutely finished with. There's no torque settings for these as such. I just did it until my hearing popped. It doesn't work for everyone. And this one I did until my dentures cracked. But I will check that because I believe it's 25 to 30. And I do have a torque wrench, so I can do that. So now to fit the lower ones. Right, so this is the lower ones. So I'll just unpack these, get the bolts out, and offer them up, see how they fit. I can't think there's too much to do to that, but anyway, let's have a go. Bolts. Instructions out. So this is looking a little bit more testicle because we've got to undo the engine mount. So there's a bar there, there's spacers there, there's joiners there, there's bolts there, there's nice soft washers and so on, so forth. So yes, it's going to be a little bit, probably not difficult, but just a bit more complex than fitting these ones. Those ones even. It says remove left foot peg. Removed left foot peg. Now this bolt here is a 15mm and is held on by a nut the other side. It's the rear engine mount bolt, and that is extremely tight, but I suspect that it's been Loctited. Anyway, I've managed to loosen it, but I need to hold the other end in order to get it out. So I'm just going to get the nut off the back and then pull that bolt out. Right, bolt out, but it wasn't even Loctited, which surprises me. But yeah, nothing on there at all. Anyway, we'll put some on there when we put it back and we torque it up. That was tough. Anyway, back to the fitting. So as part of the kit, this is the other bolt that you put in. So you have a spacer here and a spacer here. Do that, and I'm guessing that it's longer. That's the difference. So it spaces so the bars are further away from the mount. So let's pop that in. This is the front bolt engine mount, so we're now undoing that to remove that, and then we've got to fit what I think to be a smaller spacer in there so that the bar slots in between the two. I could be wrong, but there's got to be a spacer, but I think we've got to take this one out. Anyway, we're just checking that out now in the instructions. Now, having moved this bigger spacer, we fit this one that comes with the kit, which then allows this bracket to go in its place, and that sits like that, and then you bolt your bar to that. So let's pop that in. Okay, bar is now on. So, not forgetting that these two go in between this and the bar. So you then have the bar in there and that on the top, and then it's bolted. Plus your washers. And these two go round to the front to link the two bars together. So we've now got to put this one in the other side once we've tightened all these up. But you can't tighten them up fully because obviously this one here where the bar has gone in needs to be evened up so that everything does up evenly and there's enough thread on the bolt the other side, which is what I'm trying to say. So we'll just sort that out. I've allowed just over a bolt length, sorry, a nut width on that bolt, which is the rear mount. So that should be enough, but obviously until I get the other bar on the other side I won't really know. So I'm going to tighten up this one here and that one there, then I can put the other bar on. Right, moving the other bike, so I've just tried to make myself some more room. This is what happens when you're greedy, you see. Anyway, so we're now going to put this bar on this side. So again, undo that one. This end, the other side, is already undone somewhere in there. Oops, that wasn't very clever. Right, so that one we need to undo, and then there's one behind there, as I said, and we'll get the new, well, the bolts in there, so we've just got to attach all that and sort it out, tighten it up. Right, hopefully the bolt, right, hopefully the nut will stay in. Doesn't matter if it doesn't. No, we wanted that out anyway. Right, so now we're going to put the smaller one in. The spacer is now in there. It's hard to see because of the light. It's a little bit hard to see, but anyway, the spacer and everything is in there. And the bar is now attached inside, and you can just see the bolt there. It's got to be bolted up, so I'm just going to put the bolt in this end and to the fixing, and then put the nut on this end, and then secure it all up, and then that's fitted. Right, so bolt fitted there, engine bolt nut there. Just got to tighten this up, and then we're going to go down there. Top tip, always put these front ones in before you fully secure everything. You don't need to tighten them up, it's just so that you can locate them. So I just need to finally tighten up all these ones here, and then I shall go to the back and do the back one. All the bolts are done up now, and so just got to do this. May need a spanner for this, might not be that lucky. Yeah, gonna need a spanner. Both of those are tight now, everything else is tight, so it only leaves for me to take all this off. Ta-da. However, there is one bit I forgot, and that's to put the foot peg piece back on. Oh, it just started raining. And you can't see that. You can hear the neighbours rushing.
Oh,
Wet, is it?
wet. I blame these people next door.
Yeah, they've all been out.
You've all been out. No.
Been out enjoying themselves.
I don't know. My hair's dripping wet. It might all fall out.
You'll have to blow dry it.
Yeah. How are you doing?
All right, we're nearly there.
All right. I'm nearly dying of thirst.
So the last thing we've got to do now is to fit the gear lever assembly, which only takes 2 minutes. Goes there and there. So I just need to get my thread lock, pop that on, and then jobs are good. And that is how you fit upper and lower heat bars. Right. See if I can do this without using one hand. That might be all right. Okay, so very carefully come on, go in. I'll help if you found the hole first, Grant. Story of your life. Absolutely pissing with rain now. Right, gonna need the extension. Helps to use feet, you see, especially when you're filming. Do you see that? Sometimes. Okay, here we go. Getting old, hips are giving me problems. I know how you feel, Andy. There's a lot of us about. Come on. You can do this. These little ones are very good. I've had this years. It's a snap-on one. I've had it since the 80s, I think, when I was a technician. Right, hang on, I need to get a bar to just tighten that up. Right, I'm gonna have to put you down. All the bars are fitted now. Everything is good. This is the upper bars. These are heed bars. If I can get that in focus. Heed. And I've fitted upper and lower. And they're all complete. Now I was going to do this the other day, but I ran out of time. I fitted the upper ones, but not the lower ones. So now it's all complete. So if I fall off it, I should save at least a majority of the important bits that cost money. But anyway, let's not think about that. It shouldn't happen. But there we go. Well, thanks for joining me. East Sussex Biker saying thanks very much, and see you on the next one when we do a proper review.